Hey, what's up, guys? Today, I'll show you a science fiction action film, Kin. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. Kin is a sci-fi action film that has an underlying message of blood is thicker than water scattered throughout the film. We can see this clearly with the relationship between Illy and Jimmy, whose difference in race and status in life did not stop them from taking care of each other. This message is also seen in the main villain's relationship with his brother, which is a driving point for the villain's goal throughout the film. At the end of the film, this is made evident with Illy's interaction with the futuristic soldiers as well as with Millie. While that is the message of the film's central moral lesson is that the best thing to do when encountering hard situations in life is to always do the good thing, something which their father had imparted upon them. Overall, the film delivers what it promises within its genre of science fiction and action, but it also provides its audience with a drama story mixed with an element of road trip films, making it a truly feel-good film. The film begins with Illy, a black teenager that collects and sells scraps to the junk shop. One day, while rummaging for scraps in an abandoned building, Illy stumbles upon the aftermath of what appears to be a deadly and chaotic battle, as both bodies and weapons are seen on the ground. However, what is noticeable is that both the men and their weapons appear to be futuristic. Illy picks up one of the guns to examine. Upon touching one part of it, Illy unknowingly activates the weapon. Shortly after, the lying dead body beside the gun comes to life and attempts to touch Illy. Illy jumps off in fear, immediately running away to his bike to escape the sight. After getting home, Illy is noticeably pondering about what happened earlier. His adoptive father, Hal, learns about his suspension and asks for his help transferring wood boards off of his car. While doing this, Hal asks Illy about his constant involvement in fistfights. Illy tells him that his opponent is talking about his dead mom. Hal advises him and then tells him to prepare for his brother's arrival from jail. Upon arriving, Illy's stepbrother Jimmy greets him warmly. Jimmy then tells Hal that he will only be out for a week or two. Upstairs, Jimmy talks to Illy about his old shoes, and Illy tells him that he is saving up for a new one. While eating dinner, Jimmy asks Hal to give him a job, but Hal refuses because he is an ex-con. Jimmy steps out of their dinner, apologizing to Illy for leaving early. That night, Jimmy goes to a house to meet with a man named Taylor. Taylor and his brother are loan sharks, and Jimmy wants to inform them that he still does not have their money. Disappointed by this, Taylor threatens to collect the money from Jimmy's family, but Jimmy tells them that what he meant is that he still does not have the money at this current place. Taylor smiles at this. Meanwhile, Illy has nightmares about the chaotic scene that he had seen earlier on the abandoned building. Because of this, he decides to return there that night even though it is already late. When he gets to the building, however, he sees no dead soldiers and weapons. Upon inspecting the site, he sees a futuristic gun, the single evidence that he is not simply hallucinating earlier. He closely examines the gun, activating it again. Only this time he goes further when he extends the box-shaped gun to reveal its elongated rifle form. Afterward, Illy goes home and sneaks to his room. Downstairs, Hal and Jimmy talk about Jimmy's job, but Jimmy insists on talking about something else. Jimmy then reveals that he has a large sum of money to pay, and he is asking Hal to lend him some. Hal refuses, to which Jimmy responds by saying that his father had erased every trace of him, replacing him with Illy instead. As a result, Jimmy is kicked off of the house. The following morning, Hal gives Illy a list of chores to do while he's gone. After his father leaves, Illy plays around with his newfound gun. Meanwhile, Jimmy stays at a motel. That night, Hal shows a box full of scraps, intending to ask Illy about its existence. Illy tells him that he has been scrapping, and Hal, not wanting his son to be stealing off of properties, wants his son to apologize to every property developer of these abandoned buildings. Initially, Illy refuses, but eventually follows his father. Illy vents to his father at the car that he is just Jimmy's replacement, but Hal reassures him that he is nobody's replacement. When Hal gets out of the car, he notices that the gate has been forcefully opened. Armed with only a crowbar, he tells Illy to stay in the car and then proceeds to the building. There, he spots Jimmy with Taylor, his brother, and another man stealing money from the safe. Hal tells them to return the money, but Taylor shoots Hal instead to kill him. In turn, Jimmy tries to disarm Taylor, with Taylor's brother and the other man getting hit in the process, killing them as well. Jimmy runs off to his father's car and gets shocked to see his brother there. Jimmy then tells Illy that Hal wants them to leave because he is stuck in a workplace accident. They return home. Meanwhile, a furious Taylor and his gang immediately head to Jimmy's house. Jimmy tells Illy an excuse, saying they will have a road trip to Lake Tahoe and their father will catch up with them soon. He then tells Illy to pack up because they will leave immediately. Illy secretly brings with him his futuristic gun. After this, they leave in a hurry. Shortly after, Taylor and his gang arrive at their place. In the next scene, the sun is already rising while Jimmy and Illy are en route to Lake Tahoe. Illy wakes up, and his brother welcomes him to Iowa. They decide to have breakfast at some roadside diner. There, Illy plays in the arcade while Jimmy secretly steals a car plate. That night, Taylor mourns his brother's death. After telling an anecdote to the rest of the gang, Taylor orders his gang to find and kill Jimmy and Illy. Meanwhile, in a motel, Illy checks his futuristic gun in the bathroom. Afterwards, he goes to bed to see a new pair of shoes from his brother. That same night, futuristic soldiers return to the abandoned building to search for their missing gun. The following day, Illy tries to call his father because in his mind he thinks Hal is still alive. This is proven to be disastrous as Hal's phone is in Taylor's possession, and Illy has just told Taylor where they're going. The following morning, Illy wakes up Jimmy, telling him they are supposed to check out earlier. After learning that Illy does not know how to drive, Jimmy teaches him, bonding together in the process. Afterward, they leave again, stopping this time in a strip club. There, they watch the performance of a lady named Millie. After performing, Jimmy approaches Millie to befriend her, telling her that it is for Illy's sake. Soon after, Illy, Jimmy, Millie, and other girls have fun by drinking. Afterward, Millie gives Illy advice, and Illy gives her a bunch of money in return. Illy then tells Jimmy that he has a feeling that he does not fit anywhere. He also asks Jimmy about his relationship with Hal, but Jimmy dodges the question by going to the stage to dance with Millie. However, this is not allowed, and Jimmy gets beaten up by the owner and his men. To stop them, Illy takes out his newfound gun and fires upon an empty pool table, blowing it up to pieces. As a result, Millie, Jimmy, and Illy leave the place immediately. The futuristic soldiers, on the other hand, trace the gun being used, directly heading there via motorcycles. In an empty field, Illy demonstrates the capabilities of his futuristic gun in front of Jimmy and Millie. They are all amazed, but Jimmy remembers that he had left the money he took from Taylor at the strip club, which means they are now back to square one. And so, they stay at another motel. At the motel, Millie tells Illy about her past abuse, that she left home when she was about the same age as Illy, and that is how she wound up in her current situation. Meanwhile, Taylor and his gang stop at a gas station, revealing to the audience that they are catching up to where Illy, Jimmy, and Millie are going. Outside the motel, Jimmy and Millie talk to each other, with Jimmy asking Millie why she joined them. Millie tells him that she joined them because she is stuck at the club. She then tells him that she knows a way to get Jimmy's money back, but on the condition that she has to have a cut on everything. Later on, Jimmy asks Illy for help. At first, Illy is hesitant, but after Jimmy urges him, he eventually accepts. That same night, the three go to where the owner is staying, which is a cow farm. There, the brothers proceed with caution before eventually stumbling to a group of men playing poker. Jimmy takes the owner while Illy stays with the gun pointed at the group. After a while, Jimmy takes the money, and the two run off immediately to their car, but not before Illy fires at the owner's car. The three happily escape. Meanwhile, the two futuristic soldiers arrive at the club to examine the scene and how things unfolded. Jimmy, Illy, and Millie drive off to Nevada instead of Lake Tahoe, staying in a hotel. Jimmy is supposed to tell Illy about the truth, but they get interrupted by Millie's sudden entrance. After Jimmy has left, Illy and Millie decide to eat downstairs. After Illy asks to borrow Millie's phone, he suddenly sees the news about his father's death on the television, as well as pinning the two brothers as the perpetrators of the crime. Illy is overwhelmed by emotions, and Millie promptly takes him away from the place. Illy, however, confronts Jimmy in the gambling place of the hotel, angrily asking him why he has not told the truth earlier. Afterward, the security guards of the said hotel arrest the two. After the incident, Jimmy gets taken to jail, while Millie silently says goodbye to Illy. The brothers are then taken to Sulaco County Jail. Jimmy is incarcerated, while Illy, a minor, is only kept at the facility. After being given only 10 minutes to talk, Jimmy tells Illy the truth, and Illy walks away from his brother for it. Afterward, Taylor and his gang arrive at the jail to forcefully take Illy and Jimmy. The gang learn about their incarceration through the news, which is why they arrive there seemingly out of nowhere. They then start a shootout with the intent of killing every police officer there. While this is happening, a wounded police officer enters the room where Illy is, and Illy asks him the bag's whereabouts. The wounded police officer then gives him the keys. After killing the wounded police officer, Taylor finally finds Jimmy, which he takes outside his cell. He asks Jimmy where his little brother is, but Jimmy refuses to answer. Outside the facility, an FBI agent, Morgan, arrives at the scene to meet with a few deputies. But they are immediately met with heavy gunfire from one of Taylor's men. Taylor leaves Jimmy to his men to check what is happening outside. Just after he has left, Illy arrives at the scene carrying the futuristic gun and fires upon Taylor's men, incinerating them instantly. Illy tries to shoot the other surviving man of Taylor, but he accidentally fires at the ceiling instead. The agent and deputies outside see this and wonder what it is. Illy is finally able to take the man down after trying again. As both of them talk to each other about surrendering to the police, Taylor appears and points his gun at Jimmy. While that is happening, the two futuristic soldiers arrive at the scene without caring for the police. One of the soldiers throws a bomb to where Illy, Jimmy, and Taylor are. The bomb is actually a time-stopping device as it freezes time, and Illy is the only one that can move. The two futuristic soldiers reveal themselves to Illy, telling him that Illy is one of them, which is why he can use the gun. One of the soldiers reveals that Illy was hidden on Earth because their world is at war. He then tells Illy that when the time comes, he wants Illy's help in the future. Before leaving him, the two help redirect the bullet that Taylor fired upon Jimmy, killing Taylor when time regularly moves again. The two are then rearrested. Illy asks Agent Morgan what will happen to his brother, and Morgan tells him that he's going to be okay, provided that he cooperates. The agent asks Illy where the weapon is, but Illy does not answer. The movie ends with Millie returning and waving at Illy. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your fun for today.